George Washington was born on February 22, 1732. He was the first commander-in-chief of the Continental Army for the American Revolutionary War from 1775 to 1783. He was the chairman of the Philadelphia Convention that wrote the U.S. Constitution. In 1789, Washington was elected the first president of the United States and served 2 terms in the office. With all of Washington's achievements, he is often referred to as the father of our country. He died of pneumonia on December 14, 1799. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809. He served as America's 16th president from 1861 to 1865. Throughout his political career, Abraham led the U.S. out of the Civil War and abolished slavery. His 2 most famous speeches were the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves and introduced the 13th Amendment, and the Gettysburg Address, which addressed human equality and the Declaration of Independence. On April 14, 1865, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. He was the first president to be assassinated. Eleanor Roosevelt was born in October of 1884 and was the First Lady of the United States from 1933 to 1945 to husband and president at the time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. She was a well-known civil rights activist. Her most famous work was for women's rights and equal rights. In the 1940s, she helped form the United Nations, and because of that, she later on became a member of the U.S. Senate. She approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. She is known as the First Lady of the World. At the age of 68, Eleanor died in 1962. Martin Luther King Jr., born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929, was one of the most important leaders of the civil rights movement. After Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white man in 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama, Martin Luther King Jr. led the Montgomery bus boycott that lasted over a year. In 1963, King led the movement March on Washington, where he gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. In 1964, King won the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1968, at the age of 38, King was assassinated by James Earl Ray.